Okay, Paul, moment of truth. We've got, let's see, I got my screwdriver. Alright, as I mentioned earlier, I did the accelerator pump diaphragms, new gaskets, new check valve inside, so we now have fuel going into the throat when you accelerate the carburetors, and I have not done anything else in terms of adjustments. Let's see what we got. Get the moment of truth here. Okay. The battery on, ignition on, a couple of gooses, choke it. Goose it some more. Why is this choke hanging up all of a sudden? Okay. Alright, we got no idle, so we got a jammed up idle jet someplace, so let's pull them out and blow some E12 through there. This guy, one of these with a 0.55 millimeter orifice, there's some dirt in it, and let's see if we can figure out which one it is. This one's completely dry. This one's got fuel on it. So let's see if this isn't our... There's our culprit. Can't blow through it. I'm gonna go get a wire brush, a little teeny wire brush to poke through there and clean them both out. Now let's blow some carburetor cleaner through here. Clean out our orifices. Get it right here. Clean it up here. Alright, lots of fluid. Alright. So these are now clear. One of them I just had to poke it with a bristle wire brush bristle, and clean it, then blow it out. Now, let's see if we don't have an idle. Screw it down to where it's snugged down. I'm not assembling the Eiffel Tower here. Snug down. Clean up my test bench a little bit. One thing we need to do is join the choke levers, because this one flops around. Alright. screws were down too far. Let's see what we can do about the idle speed here. Check our airflow. Way too high. Our airflow is off the chart at 20, so we need to get that down. Now I'm going to disconnect these so they're running independently of each other. That one doesn't want to close unless it's got some pressure on it. I can really pull up on it and it kills it. Alright, so we got a problem with that. We got a real problem with that butterfly right there. That first barrel on the number 2 carburetor. Something's going on in there. And I can pull on it and kill it. I should not be able to do that. First of all, let's see if we can get our carburetor synchronized a little bit. We're in about 5.5, 6 there, 14 there. We got I don't know what the hell the problem is here. That should be down to 14. Now I'm trying to figure out why this thing is it's gotta be the butterflies are that screwed up in there. That's just astounding. All right. Still at 14, and then it adjusts itself down. Now it's still at 6. That's where it should be. Alright, let's see if the idle mixture screws are going to help any here. Something wrong with that butterfly over there on number 2. Takes a heck of a lot of force to pull it up to where it needs to stop. That's 7 there. If I pull it up real hard, that's 7. See if I can get to where it could be up at 6 like the other one was. I have to pull up with all my finger might. There's 6.5. So we'll leave it there. So unless you got really strong return spring, which is what you need. Oh, son of a bitch. There's 7. No. 5.5 to almost 6. 5.5, almost 6. Alright, these are now synchronized in terms of the airflow. Now let's do the idle mixture screw. Now that's only when I got my hand holding the throttle shut. Then it jumps up. How much does it jump up? Jumps up to 8. Alright, so if I'm pulling like that, now we're going to do our idle mixture screw. Let me show you that process. Okay, idle mixture screw. We're going to screw this in until the engine stumbles, screwed out to the engine stumble to get our midpoint. We're starting to stumble pretty heavily. Alright, now back it out. It's too much. Starting to stumble. Now we want to find a point at which it idles the best. Alright, I'll do the same thing over here. That one looks like it's down too far. Back it out a little bit. Now we're starting to stumble, so maybe it wasn't too far out. Starting to stumble again. Starting to stumble. Alright, there's about where it was is okay. Yeah, then let's see what we got in terms of airflow. 8, let's see, there's 9, and that's 6. So these are not balanced. In order to balance it, I got to, sorry about messing with the tripod here. In order to balance it, I've got to jack up the RPM on this one, which raises the RPM. So let's see if we can figure out why this is. Alright, maybe it's an adjustment back here. I'm going to adjust the little rod between the carburetors. That helped a little bit. That helped a whole bunch, actually. This little rod right back here, this screw right here, was in too far and was forcing this barrel open artificially by hitting against the shaft of the second barrel. So I've now adjusted that. Let's check the first carburetor. Matter of fact, see what's going on with it. Too tight as well, so let's back it off. See if I can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm undoing this lock set screw, backing this out. Now we want to achieve, when I hold up on the throttle here, I can wiggle the counterweight and artificially open the second barrel. Okay, so we've got that done. Now let's go back to checking these individually. Okay, 5 right there. 6 right there, so I can reduce this one down. I can pull this one. We want this to back off the idle here a little bit. Five and a half, 6. 5 and a half, 5 and a half. So let's back this one off just a smidge more. You can see that or not? Sorry for the camera work. That made a big difference. Alright, we're down to, well, that's too huge of a difference. That's 4. This is 5. I wonder if we can get this thing down to 4 on this side here. No. I don't think so. Let's see. 5. And we're out of, that's it. It's as tight as it'll go. So what we're going to do is make this one 5 over here. Four and a half, almost 5. Alright, we're at 5 here. 5 here. 5 here. I don't know if you can see that or not. 5 here. And now, next thing we want to do is snap our throttle linkage in place and without changing the idle. And without changing our settings. Okay, 5 and a smidge. 5 and a smidge. Alright. Now let's go back and recheck our idle mixture screws. You can see what an integrated system this is. Everything hinges on everything else. Starting to lose our idle. Over here. Starting to lose our idle. Starting to degrade. Now we go back to where we were. Alright, those are adjusted. Now then, our RPM is a little bit over 1,000. This is not terribly accurate. Our rev counter. Alright, let's see what we got in the way of acceleration. Smooth idle, smooth acceleration. Now, let's see where all the leaks are. Alright, throttle leaking right there. Oh yeah, leaking at the second barrel, huge. Alright, try here. Yep, leaking there. Now, let's measure how much of a leakage we have at the second barrel. We should have between 0 and say 2 in the factory. Alright, not bad. 2.5. How about over here? 2.5. Let's see what happens when we artificially close this with our little thumb. Alright, that's what it should be doing. So, how about we close them both with our thumbs and you hear the difference. Drops to about 200-300 RPM. Well, other than the fact that you're idling above 1,000, let's see if we can figure out what this choke is doing here. Well, other than you idling high, I'd say you probably can put these things in the service. Now, just for fun, let's try a hot start. Sometimes they start fine, sometimes they don't. Tell you what, I'd use them. As long as the high idle doesn't bother you, I'd use them. I think these things are ready to go. Not bad considering what you started out with. Oh, the one thing I was going to point out, I saw signs of Teflon tape right here on the threads. The only thing that this achieves by putting Teflon tape on the threads is to help deplete the supply of Teflon tape to the world. The sealing does not take place on the threads. The sealing takes place on the cone inside this fitting. And so anytime you put Teflon tape on there, you're just wasting Teflon tape. And I found some also on, I'm trying to think where else I found some. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know. Thanks.